When people ask, what is the most famous Malaysian animation nowadays? People will always say Upin Ipin, Bobo Boy, Mekamato, Agent Ali, and all of that is in 3D, right? But did you know, back in the day, it was Kampung Boy, it was Anak SIDEK, and it was KELUANGMAN. And they all started with 2D animation. And I know despite the fact that we see 3D animation being appreciated more nowadays compared to 2D that's being put aside, I still truly believe that we have the hope to save it. Hi, my name is Aisyah, also known as Voz, and I would like to welcome you to my channel because today I will be talking about 2D animation in Malaysia. So before I begin, I like to give a bit of we need a little bit of background about myself because who am I, right? Who am I to even talk about this? So I'm an artist. I like to draw and I like to animate as well. I also used to stream art on Twitch. Other than that, I've also been an animator and I've been in the industry for a couple of years now, so I really want to talk about this topic because it's been a passion of mine since like forever. A little bit of history about this channel too. I'm pretty sure you're wondering like, why is this channel so old but I have like no videos? I used to post a lot of my animations here back in 2010 or so, I'm kind of like making a comeback. Like I'm literally making a comeback on a channel that no one knows exists, so that is a big step for me. Also, I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for quite a while now, and it's about the 2D animation industry in Malaysia. Why Malaysia, right? Well, because I'm Malaysian, duh. Also, that ever since I worked in the industry, I've learned that we also have a lot of unappreciated talent. You might not know that Malaysians have been involved in a lot of things that's been played overseas that we're not even aware of in our own country. Another reason that I want to bring up this topic is because I think our animation industry is dying. Like point blank, it's dying, guys. It's dying and it's hard everywhere, I know, because it's been quite grim the past few years. You know, a lot of people are losing jobs and passion, especially with the rise of Gen AI. I want to bring this up in hopes that we could uplift this industry and maybe spark people's interest in 2D animation again, you know? So this is like one of those things that I want to highlight later on. But before we begin that, I want to talk about the beginning of the animation industry in Malaysia. Honestly, I grew up watching a lot of Western cartoons. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel growing up, and it's always been a thing that I knew that I would get into as I grew older. One of the reasons that I even joined the industry is because I want to make shows or cartoons that could make people laugh and happy, you know, give a good message and all that, blah blah blah. Wow, so nice of me. Anyway, this video is also an opportunity for me to learn. Since I grew up with a lot of Western cartoons, I did not know much about the local animation scene. I like to share with you guys some things that I learned throughout making this video. I'm gonna keep this part of the video quite brief, so if you guys want a more in-depth outlook on this, maybe I could make a separate video. Also, I'm not gonna talk about 3D animation or any other art genres in our country because I do have a background in 2D, so I'm more comfortable to talk about this. So let's begin with the 80s and the 90s. Well, actually, did you know that we have animations in Malaysia since the 70s? I didn't know that. And it was done by Hassan Abdul Muttalib, and he's actually one of the pioneers in Malaysian animation back in the day. He has done so many shows that is based off Malaysian folklore, and one of the shows is HIKAYAT Sang Kacil. That one I'm actually familiar with. He had that Disney hand-drawn traditional style. The next one is USOP SONTORIAN, and this one is made by the legendary artist Ujang. Another one is quite similar. I'm not gonna say it's similar, but we also had Kampung Boy, which was created by Lat. And what I like about these two shows is that they really highlight the Malaysian culture and kampung experience. Mostly shows about the day-to-day life of people in the village. These two artists have their own unique art style, and their art style is like the definition of Malaysian art style, if you know what I mean. Another one we have is KELUANGMAN. I know you're gonna kill me if I say this, but I didn't watch it growing up. Yes, I know it's like so popular back in the day. Even now, actually, they just released a live action movie, which is insane. I actually like that movie. KELUANGMAN is also like one of those legendary shows back in the day because it's like the first superhero kind of show, and it's like a parody of those famous superheroes like Batman, KELUANGMAN is one of those shows that came from a comic, but they turned it into a series. So they have such a big following before the show was even made, and it was very successful. Even to this day, people still love it, and they did end up making a live action movie. They did pay homage to the animation in the movie too, so that was great. That was amazing. Yeah, like we should do that more often. Like I wish the whole movie was animated, but you know, it didn't, so it is what it is. After that, I've also heard of Anak SIDEK, and Anak SIDEK is also a comic that was turned into a series as well. The story revolves around the SIDEK family. They're like a family of badminton prodigies or something. It kind of shows like their day-to-day life in the kampung and how much they love playing badminton, and also it's kind of like their journey from playing badminton for fun to becoming our country's best badminton players. I really like the style too. It has that unique Malaysian art style look. So that was from the 80s and the 90s. We actually had a few films, animated films, that was made in the 2000s and above. One of the first ones was called PUTIH. PUTIH was released in 2001, and it's one of the first animated movies, 2D animated movies, and it was based on the folklore of Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih. Most of these shows and movies that I'm talking about is actually available freely on YouTube, so please feel free to watch it if you haven't. Yeah, like we should totally bring all of these back. I'll link it down below. The next one that I found is called BUDAK LAPOK, and it is an animated film as well, and it was released in 2007. The good part about the show itself is the story. It has that unique, charming Malaysian art style. You know, I didn't grow up watching it either, but my husband loved it. Now, we are entering the era of 2010, right? I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called BOLA Kampung, and it's one of the most famous animated shows at the time. I remember this specifically because I grew up in this time, and I remember it being everywhere. It's kind of crazy because it went on for like 5 seasons, and it was released on like RTM, and like I remember it was on Disney Channel even. It's about a bunch of kids who love football, living in the kampung life, and they started playing because they love the game, you know, but then their talents got recognized, so they kind of like go on this adventure of making their own football team, and the main character became the star player of the show. Really liked the animation in the show, even though sometimes it can be a bit wonky, but like the football action sequences is not bad. This show was so successful that they actually released a second version, BOLA Kampung X, and it was aired in Cartoon Network. And lastly, for this era, I want to share with you a show called The Amazing AWANG KENIT. It was released in 2014 up until 2019, and it aired in TV 9 and also TV 3. What I really like about this show is that they're not afraid to bring back that folklore magic. I think the art style is good, and I really like how well it's animated. So at this time, I'm really excited to see what's more, you know, out there, because we can definitely see the improvements and the diversity in different styles throughout the years, right? Man, the rain is like really loud right now. Look, I'm really sorry if I didn't bring these shows to justice, but if you guys have any insight on these shows, if you grew up watching it, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Now, what do we have in the recent years? I actually found 2 short films that Malaysians have created, and they are absolutely amazing. So the first one is called Batik Girl, and it was made by R&D Studios in 2019. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the style, I love the story. You guys should definitely watch it. And the next one, the most recent I could find, is a short film called The Seventh Night, Mau Mau Revisits. And this is also made by Animation Studio. I don't think it's released publicly, but you can see the trailer, and I absolutely love the story. I have seen the story. It made me cry, not gonna lie. It's amazing. Like, I really want to see more of this in our country, you know? But what? Is there anything new right now? I know we have good storytellers and writers and artists in our country. What do we have in this era, guys? Come on, I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Nothing. We have nothing. Like, literally, if you look up UITM animation showcase every freaking year, and every one of these students are like making these crazy animations, but where are the shows? Where are the series? Where are the most recent movies? Like, where are they, right? Guys, I'm literally doing this because we need jobs. Okay, not just that, but we also want new content. Unfortunately, we pour our heart and soul and our talent in shows that are not even released in our own country. And did you know that there are many Malaysians and Malaysian studios that have been involved in so many famous shows out there? One of them is like Klaus, Rick and Morty, Super Strikers, Peppa Pig. Even Peppa Pig have Malaysians involved. I haven't even touched about the anime realm because, girl, if you know, you know. Did you know that Malaysians have been involved in the Pokemon series, Gundam, Dragon Ball, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Demon Slayer? All those like big shows? Yes, some of them are made in Malaysia. Literally. You know, this whole outsource thing, companies from overseas outsourcing our talent in our country, that's like a whole nother can of worms that I don't want to talk about today. Like, the question I'm trying to ask is, why are we not investing in more local TV shows or films in the animation industry? Because I think a lot of these folks in the entertainment industry, I think they appreciate 3D animation more than 2D. Most people believe that 2D animation is mostly for kids. Children entertainment industry is huge, right? I'm talking like everyone knows Upin Ipin, everyone knows Bobo Boy, everyone knows Mecha Mato, everyone knows Agent Ali. And because of these successful 3D series and movies, I think these investors are scared to try something new, to dabble into 2D animation, because we don't do much 2D animation anymore like we used to. I think another reason that 2D animation is not being made either is because of the rise of Gen AI. 2D animation takes such a long process and it's so tedious that a lot of these people want to use AI instead, and it's really sad. Let's not talk about the abomination that was released by our government. You know what I'm talking about. It's that 2D animated music video, I guess, and it is made by AI 100%. We can tell, and it's actually garbage. If there is any 2D animated shows are being released right now, please, I beg you to watch it, stream it, give them the stats, give them the statistics, because that is what they want, right? If it has good engagement, it will get the support and investment it needs, right? Please, tengok, jangan tak tengok, tau. As of making this video, there is a series being released. It's called KISAH TANAH. I might have been involved in the show here and there, you know. I'm sorry, I'm not glazing the show because I'm involved in it, but what I really like the show is because, again, it uses a part of our culture, which is like traditional ghosts and all that, and they somehow made it into a comedy, right? And the art style is pretty good. It's really trendy and attractive, and I really suggest you guys give it a watch, you know, because that's like literally the only show right now. I have seen a lot of like indie animators out there. It's really amazing. There's so many out there, and one of them is actually called SAMBAL, and it's by Pakngah Alip. He's actually a really well-known comic artist, and he's working on this personal project called SAMBAL. You can check it out on his channel on Instagram. It's not done yet, but I highly recommend we support each and every one of these releases. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoy making this video, and I really like yapping about animation sometimes. I know I didn't go that deep in the technical stuff. I really hope we could all support what's coming ahead, and if there's any indie projects out there, we should totally support it and give a chance to all these talented people. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will be coming up with a new video soon. Bye guys.